In the document, the Polish government refers to the judgment of the Constitutional Tribunal stating the superiority of national law. The effectiveness of the system of disciplinary responsibility of judges and other legal professionals is fundamental to the trust and credibility of the judiciary in every member state. Therefore, Poland will continue the reform of the judiciary, also in the areas of accountability of judges, which aims to improve the efficiency of the system. In this context, the government wrote to Brussels that it plans to abolish the Disciplinary Chamber in its current form. On the 5th of August, the first President of the Supreme Court, Małgorzata Manowska, issued 2 orders partially limiting the effectivities of the Disciplinary Chamber. Opposition politicians feel the government's response lacks specifics. According to some commentators, the announcement to abolish the Disciplinary Chamber in the formula is a sign of reaching out to the European Commission. The European Commission has announced that it has received Poland's reply and that it will analyse it before deciding its next steps. The shortage will reduce water apportionments to Arizona, Nevada and New Mexico for the year beginning in October, the United States Bureau of Reclamation said in a statement. Arizona will lose 18% of its annual apportionment, while Nevada will see cuts of 7%. Apportionments to New Mexico will be slashed by 5%.
There's no doubt that climate change is real. We're experiencing it every day in the Colorado River Basin and in other basins in the West. I think the best strategy for planning is to think about a broad range of scenarios and a broad range of potential hydrology, and to work closely with our partners in the basin to try to think through all of those scenarios.
Lake Mead, formed in the 1930s from the damming of the Colorado River at the Nevada-Arizona border, is the largest reservoir in the United States. It is crucial to the water supply of 25 million people in the cities of Los Angeles, San Diego, Phoenix, Tucson, and Las Vegas.
We must adapt to the new reality of a warmer, drier future, where today's Colorado River hydrology is not the same hydrology this basin knew a century ago. Every community, every sector, every industry that uses Colorado River water must do more to conserve and protect this critical water resource upon which 40 million Americans depend. While the future is sobering, we are in this together. It will take all of our ingenuity, creativity, and sustained effort to meet the moment. And I am confident that we can build upon the collaborative accomplishments of the past 20 years.
Crippling drought in the western United States has brought Lake Mead and Lake Powell, the nation's second biggest reservoir, to historic lows. Total water storage in the Colorado River system is at 40% of capacity, down from 49% a year ago, the Bureau said. New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern put the nation under a strict lockdown on Tuesday after one new community case of the coronavirus was reported in its largest city of Auckland, the country's first in 6 months.
We have a positive case of COVID-19 in the community. We will not be in a position to identify if this is a case of the Delta variant of COVID-19 until genome sequencing is returned tomorrow. On that front, Delta has been called a game changer, and it is. It means we need to again go hard and early to stop the spread. We have seen what can happen elsewhere if we fail to get on top of it. We only get one chance. That's why Cabinet has met this afternoon and made the decision that New Zealand will move to Alert Level 4 from 11:59 p.m. tonight.
All of New Zealand will be in lockdown for 3 days from the 18th of August, while Auckland and Coromandel, the coastal town that the infected person also spent time in, will be in lockdown for 7 days.
Level 4 will be for an initial period of 3 days, except for Auckland and the Coromandel Peninsula, who we anticipate will likely be at Level 4 for 7 days, due to them being most closely linked to our current case. Over this time, we will be looking for testing results from people from locations of interest, wastewater testing, and general community testing of those with cold and flu symptoms elsewhere in the country. Our plan over the coming days is assess if there are undetected chains of transmission elsewhere, to track down the source case and to assure ourselves that there aren't other cases in the community elsewhere.
Imposing its toughest level 4 lockdown rules, schools, offices and all businesses will be shut down and only essential services will be operational.
We have made decisions on the basis that it is better to start high and go down levels rather than start too low, not contain the virus and see it move quickly. We've seen the dire consequences of taking too long to act in other countries, not least our neighbours.
Ardern said the authorities were assuming that the new case was a Delta variant infection, while this has not yet been confirmed. There may be other cases, she said. The country has reported about 2,500 confirmed cases of coronavirus and 26 related deaths. Blue Origin said its lawsuit filed in the United States Court of Federal Claims on Friday is an attempt to remedy the flaws in the acquisition process found in NASA's human landing system. It added it believes the issues identified in this procurement and its outcomes must be addressed to restore fairness, create competition and ensure a safe return to the moon for America. Last month, the Government Accountability Office sided with the National Aeronautics and Space Administration over its decision to pick a single lunar lander provider, rejecting Blue Origin's protest. Blue Origin and defence contractor Dynetics have argued that NASA was required to make multiple awards. The rocket company, founded by Amazon.com Inc. billionaire Bezos, said earlier it remained convinced that there were fundamental issues with NASA's decision and that the Government Accountability Office was not able to address them due to their limited jurisdiction. Blue Origin said it will continue to advocate for two immediate providers as it believes that to be the right solution. NASA, which did not immediately comment on the Blue Origin lawsuit, said in July that GAO's decision will allow NASA and SpaceX to establish a timeline for the first crewed landing on the moon in more than 50 years.